Maybe one thing I can say is that to be committed to this desire to be free includes to come to satsang, of course, or to be more and more interested by the subject. But it means also it's the life, one's own life, which is committed. Otherwise, nothing will work. So, it's not satsang is a moment which looks different because you hear and there is a moment of complete no mind possible and so. But when you wake up in the morning, the thought should be, I don't forget, this is my life, to want liberation. For example, when you meet friends, I don't exclude that we can make fun and have jokes and so on. But then, if you tell things very important, just tell, oh, it's a joke, imagine I was believing that in my life, but now I've seen it's not that. And I mean, the satsang should color even your talks. And I don't ask that anybody teaches that. But if I am not clear, you ask me. It's not just a cup of tea, huh? And then you take your bag, if you have a lunch, to nothing to do with you. To everybody has mundane talks, of course, because otherwise we can't speak and have fun. The talk of satsang is not funny. So let's have fun, but it should not be based on, or if it is based, one should laugh about it, on past beliefs and so on. Otherwise what? For example, somebody was very much believing in tarot. For that person, it was a possible way to have insights. Comes to satsang, seriously. He hears nothing will give you a path, or nothing will help to reach there. And then next night he has an agenda, he gives a course of tarot, seriously, not as a job, because then I accept, of course, but with still some belief that it may help in some other way than simple life. So then what? What does it mean? What he hears in satsang, it doesn't apply in the night? He doesn't tell then, even if he had an agenda, I would say, tonight it's impossible for me, maybe in a few months, because I heard it's no good to go into that direction. You see what I mean? Committed. Life is committed. It means that you have to, if you can hear, your life is changed. If you hear, the art doesn't lead there, and you believed in that it was a path, you think that in the night and the next month or even the next years which is there you can still paint? No, you will naturally stop. Even though later this may come back, but with from another move. You understand what I mean? Committed. To be committed to liberation. If I say that, I don't say it out of the blue. I hope those who have to hear it. Otherwise, you take satsang as a cup of tea only. Good for you, but then nothing will happen. Nothing. That is true. Guaranteed.
So your words created into a lot of energy and heat in this body mind. There's a knowing that truth liberates, and just hearing truth is enough. I've heard many times masters say it is enough to liberate. Just hearing one word of truth.
Could be, yeah, sure.
And yet, this body mind is still, although intellectually understanding and knowing that liberation is already there, there's still a dream or a veil of attempting to become what already is. There's a confusion. There's an involvement with this dream. There's an investment in this dream. There's a habitual involvement with it.
Yeah, sure. The body and the mind is involved, of course. Yes, sure. So that can stay. But why do you believe you're feeling your real nature is involved in it? It is included in who you are. This is the only little click which has to happen.
There's some confusion that it's either one or the other. Are you saying it's not true?
No, not like that. You see, when I say this is an illusory reality, it's to remove the belief that it is real reality.
Yes.
Actually, when you realize there is not two, everything is included so as the nature of it, and there is no more confusion. It's maybe not very understandable, but intellectually we can see with this image, then it is understood. You see the waves and the ocean, you see it differently. Actually, once you are in the water, even though you see a wave, you will call it a wave, but the first thing is that you know it's water. First, instead of knowing first it's a wave. And then there is no confusion once you see that everything is water. It's the same. The analogy is there, with its limit, but it's a bit like that. So it's not a choice of this or that. But when you still feel bound, then maybe there is another way that I don't know. But otherwise, what is too much? It's beliefs, it's idea. Even this idea that you have to remove this. This has not to be removed. Just the feeling, if it is so, or the knowledge or the link, the experience of the link you have to know that this is illusory. Otherwise, everything is included. You will still be ash with your family and all your life. But you will not search because you cannot confuse anymore. It's not an answer. Not I tell because
there's something about separation and an investment in having that separation as a place for the ego to relate from, I suppose. Because somewhere, I'm not receiving your words in a way that's liberating me from the place.
How do you perceive liberation?
I can't conceive it.
Okay. But then you have an idea, no? Of actually, when you speak, it means you take the experience you have of separation for real.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But so you still rely on the experiences you have of things.
Yeah.
To what? To be sure or to make you real. That's why I say it's not an experience. It will never be an experience. Not to allow I to own it. Now what if you don't listen or go into the move of that feeling of separation? What happens to you?
There's fears of dissolving, of not.
You see, dissolving is an image you give to liberation. It is as fake as anything else. Now, if you remove that fear of this dissolving, because you hear it is absolutely not like that. You are already what you are. Nothing happens. What happens to you? What's there?
I'm still conceptualizing, I'm trying to conceptualize. There's still something there that wants it to be something.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's nice you see it clearly.
Yeah.
It's nice. So, still, you would like, to conceive it,
Yes.
to understand where you go somehow. Huh?
Yes.
So, but here, to be free as you are now, is exactly not to go into any movement of the mind. It's possible now, huh?
Yeah. It leaves me where I am.
What is here now for everything, everybody? You cannot do something to make it here because it's here already. So the way is not to try to make it obvious or to know it because it's here already. But to realize that, you have to remove. When I say you have to remove, it's I don't like it. You have not to touch any movement that the mind will take. That's the only thing not to do. And then, who does it? Okay, still a mind, still an I, who will have a certain state, but still if you keep more and more quiet, I can never remain without anything. This itself, as a concept, disappears. There is nothing else to see, to do, so that realization is a fact. Of course, the mind of somebody has to get quite exhausted with the experiences of trying. Trying in so many ways. That is true. Otherwise, it's very powerful, the mind. It looks so, he will try so many things. Oh, I failed here, so he will find ways. He will find so-called ways. It's not that way.
Seems to be an important key.
Yeah.
Because there is a recognition that this body-mind has been wanting to identify something.
Yeah.
And in that doing, perpetuating itself. It's the mind of this kind of energy that's...
Yeah. It's like those who think there is a bridge to go to realization. You see, a link to go to realization. No, it looks like that. But or can there be a bridge when you are already that? You see, that is the thing. But for some reason, it doesn't enter in the mind, this sentence. You see, you are already there. It looks like the mind cannot see the extraordinary truth of it. It cannot. It's like for him impossible. It doesn't make such a concept out of it. That's why he cannot remember. He has always to be reminded. That's very strange. Very strange. And probably to hear you are already that works when the mind doesn't try to keep it as an understanding. That's why we are here, to really hopefully radically see that it's not through the mind. It is absolutely not through the effort, any effort, that she will keep finally quiet. We start falling into the movement of laziness, apathy, and so on, of course. It's still movement, so it's not keeping quiet.
Yesterday in dinner, and we had some interesting topics, and for myself I could see that I think really some years ago I would enter much more in the stories and think, oh wow, I have to try this, or I have to go there to find something out. And this morning I just could see, yeah, wow, it's an interesting story, but
then
for
what?
me, really, it's,
Then what?
and I have to say, I'm really happy about this.
Me too.
It looks like it really works, I mean, for years, really, for years I thought I didn't recognize that something changes, but this morning I could see, wow, I was surprised and I was really happy. It's amazing.
You are very happy to be lighter.
Yeah, I mean to have, you know, you say this many times, okay, to get rid of concepts, and I thought, nah, okay. But it's nice to see it.
Yeah,
by
sure.
itself,
Yeah,
know,
sure,
and
sure.
this is great.
Sure. Absolutely. I'm sure before you would even have felt, oh, I don't have that, so I'm
Yeah.
not that great or not yet
Exactly.
arriving
Yeah,
there and
yeah,
so on.
Yeah,
So
yes,
you
absolutely.
see,
And
I'm
this was,
very
yeah,
happy.
yeah, really.
You can thank your friends then.
Yeah, also. This
But
is,
that's great. Yes, very nice. And it doesn't attract you to get it?
no.
You see? When the mind, at some point the mind is no more attracted to go to directions. In that way, one moment, a split second, it keeps really quiet forever. It's like that. If you, yeah, you don't even know what you have done so that it happens. You just came to satsang trying to hear really, and that's it. It's great, I'm happy. Sure.
And I wanted to say also, I mean, soon you go and then I go, so it means we will see each other quite a long time. Not see each other. And for me, and then I go to this big city, Budapest, a lot of, and I'm really curious how it will be actually. Or let's say, I hope that I can take this with me, you know what I mean? That
You see,
the last 3 years I never went anywhere here. I mean, really,
yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So in this environment it was, and you,
Very good.
yeah, and now I'm really okay.
You see, whatever you have in your heart is wherever you are. So don't worry at all. You will be amazed. It's a good experience. It will be like last night. Good experience. Sometimes it's good to go a bit, you see, and then away, and then you can see, oh, yeah, in the past I would probably be disturbed here and there. Well, you see, I just say for others now, but and no, not. It's very nice to see that.
So till now I could say I was so brave to ask as a David for. Now I feel a big fear or something, so I don't really. So yesterday we reached a point or something when I was first in my life in peace or in quietness. But maybe it was just after I've had the feeling that it was again just the experience of my mind, because it also again disappeared. And I am again on the same place, and I don't know what do I do wrong or how to go on.
You see, in fact, you are always wherever, whenever you are always yourself. the thing is that you have an image of what it should be or how it should appear. And when you have this experience of peace, of course it should be like that. Of course. Isn't it? So you make an image of who you are. And I believe this image, because it's an image, goes. And then it's always like that. Always you make an image of what it has to be, and especially and only in general when it's devoid of suffering and of activities and so on. But you see, that's not liberation. They are states which can last longer if you practice it or if you really believe this is that. Liberation, it is, they don't say peace, you see. They would call it peace, otherwise, even though it's an indication, liberation, it's an indication, but we say liberation, we don't say peace or bliss or knowledge. It is realization. It's about reality. And reality takes myriads of shapes, included peace, joy, bliss. So don't mistake when this comes. And don't try to go back there because it's better, it looks better, you feel better. Liberation is much better than that. So maybe if you can really hear this, when it comes to you, you are freed from this fascination or hypnotism after all. Because if it always comes back to the same, there is a kind of hypnotism. You hear?
Yes.
Did you hear it before?
This sentence, or
Yeah.
did I?
Yeah. Did you hear it before?
That's the problem, that I hear it, then I forget or how to say it.
She said, maybe
I don't really understand what you asked. Did I hear this
Did
sentence?
you hear what I said to you already before? I have a game, aim to tell you that. That's why I asked. Did you hear it already before, what I told you now? Say
I
it's
don't
yes or
think
no.
so. I know
Huh?
this sentence, no.
Ah, okay. So hear it. Hear it well. You see. Okay. Then we meet. You still time now or tomorrow?